All right.
I believe that's correct, Judge. I think it was a final hearing plea deadline.
Without a trial date.
Right. I wasn't able to attend because I was detained in federal court, so I wasn't able to get on before the end, about 12:30, and by then the Zoom had already been shut down. So that's what it was.
Ms. Welch is also confirming that it was a final hearing plea deadline, but it was one set without a trial setting. And I believe that is part of what we needed to do that date. We did reset it per defense counsel's request because you did provide notice that you were busy. We did that, and then we had another issue where you did not appear, Mr. Morales. So that was of a concern to the court. I understand that we need I guess basically just to set this for trial, or let me ask, Mr. Vandenberg, is basically a final hearing plea deadline. What is the rec?
Rec is 10 years TDC, Your Honor.
I feel like that has been the rec, Mr. Morales. Is it fair to say that your client is not accepting that rec?
That's precisely the case, Judge. I think we're ready for trial.
Okay, well, I know I do have earlier trial dates than January. But I think one of them was like December 15th, and I really wasn't looking to do that if you all wanted to avoid doing that. So January 19th was the next available trial date. Are you all good with that date?
The state is, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's fine, Judge.
So what we
I
will
would
do
like something earlier, but I understand the court's calendar and such, but it's okay. I know my clients are anxious to get this resolved.
I do have something in November, so I don't know, is Ms. Hernandez there or no?
Yes, Judge, it's November the 10th.
November the 10th. Mr. Vandenberg, can you look, and Mr. Morales, look at your calendars, please?
Let me see here.
I don't think I can do that, Your Honor.
I think that's actually Veterans Day, Judge. So
That might be why it's available.
yeah, so I have others another trial scheduled for the 13th on Monday, but I know that one's going to be continued.
We could look at the 8th and 9th, depending on what panels, how many panels you want and what we can get. So for example, if you all are in agreement, I'd be comfortable if we were able to access Commissioner's Court on the 9th, for the 9th, just doing one panel. If we're not able to get Commissioner's Court, that's when I start looking at multiple days of jury selection. Mr. Vandenberg, what's the state's issue?
The state's issue is I have continuing education scheduled that week, especially I believe the 9th and the 10th and the 11th.
Oh, okay. All right, so it looks like January is going to be it. So we'll do January 19th. I will say, Mr. Marufo, we need to look at the 18th and the 19th in terms of our panels. Maybe it's far enough out that we can get commissioners or ceremonial court. But I think in any event, we still want to back it up with a Thursday panel. And I'll say that not only because of the nature of the charges, but because as recently we've seen kind of this uptick in COVID. So we don't know if, come January, we might have to be looking at any kind of recommendations from Dr. O on how we bring in our panels, just out of an abundance of caution. Is there anything else that needs to be heard before we go to trial?
I'm not aware of anything, Your Honor.
No, Judge, this is just a he said, she said case. There's no physical evidence or anything else like that. The complainant, as far as I know, is an adult. So I don't think we have any outcry issues.
No.
Okay, I will reserve the 16th for a final hearing, not necessarily plea deadline, maybe final hearing plea deadlines, maybe something changes, but just to reconvene before we actually go into jury selection.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Judge.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Then we'll see you on the 16th for the final hearing plea deadline in person. And then, like I said, we'll see what we can square away in terms of jury selection, but I am going to ask for the 18th and the 19th just to be on the safe side.
Judge, I think it might be instructive for us to maybe have a status somewhere in December.
Okay.
I'm going to get in touch with Mr. Vandenberg here shortly, but I think there may be some things that we can talk about come,
We
much
can do
earlier than
December
trial.
5th. We can do December 5th at 10 a.m. Okay.
Sounds
That's
good.
fine by me, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good day.
Thank you.